Welcome to STARCARD Podcast. Here at STARCARD Podcast, we get a glimpse at the age of Aquarius ahead of us. My name is Breakaway Ray. Happy Friday, everyone. You've tuned into a live tarot throw. Today is January 30th, 2026. Well, it is 5-Card Friday. And then after we throw 5 cards for you, we're going to spend a little time discussing why there is a STARCARD podcast and why we turn on the camera today to hang out with you. And then we're going to invite the tarot world to comment on that. And in about 30 minutes, we have tarot for the audience. So if you're tuning in live and you'd like a reading, please go to the chat, check out my instructions, and type in all capital letters, tarot, please. And in about 30 minutes, I'll check the chat and we'll see who would like a reading. And by the way, there's lots of people who like to hang out in the chat and they don't always want a reading. So like if you're one of those people, welcome. I enjoy having you here. It's so awesome. You might want to put in the chat, hey, Breakaway Ray, or good morning, and no reading, thank you. I'm just here to chill and enjoy the vibe. That's cool. Love to have you here. Thank you very much. So let's not wait anymore. Let's go to the tarot cam. All right, we're getting the tarot table all set up here. Checking my lights. And here we go. We're going to go with the Robin Hood deck as we always do. Oh, wait, I got one of these. That's right. It's 5-Card Friday. All right, so we're going to throw 5 cards. And then it's probably a message that the tarot world wanted you to hear because you've tuned in. Whether you're tuning in live or catching this recording at some other time, this message is for you. Have I got everything the way I want? Yeah, I think so. Okay, there's a couple extra decks down there. Here we go, everybody. I'm going to mention this again later. My head's been ringing for a long time now. I feel like I was compelled to turn on the camera. I'm very happy to do so. So I really do believe that on this 5-Card Friday, this message is going to help somebody. Here we go, everybody. 5-Card Friday, an inspirational message for all the STARCARD podcast viewers who are getting ready for their weekend, however their weekend goes. Thank you very much, Tarot World. It's 5-Card Friday. This is for entertainment purposes only. Aren't we having fun already? Here we go. The first card, is it her? It's the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles. We'll go back to this card in a moment. Let's see what else we got going here. Wow. We got the Queen of Cups. We got the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. Valentine's Day is next month. What is going on? Wow. Let's see. I want to get the light right. What am I missing here? There we go. That's better. All right. 2 queens so far. Wow. And then the Emperor shows up. Cool. He's in control. Oh, then there's the Hermit. And I'm getting a better idea of where these cards are going here. The Hermit is into searching for meaning and doing soul searching, turning inward. He's the only one, as you can see in the picture, he's the only one in the picture. And so he's the only one whose light helps him, right? The light helps him, but there's no one else around enjoying that light. He's carrying the light where he needs to go. He's trying to find the right path. And then we close, holy moly, everybody, it's the King of Cups. Wow, we got a lot of royalty and a lot of power. And we have a lot of intuition as well with the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. Wow. Right, so let me take a look for my guidebooks because I want to better understand what's going on. I'll just do a quick one. Hey, everybody, I've only been throwing tarot cards since March, so I'm going to do the best I can. I like using this Robin Hood deck because, I'm trying to study it and get better at it. But here you have the Queen of Pentacles. She's the practical working parent, okay? Here you have the Queen of Cups, who's like the kindergarten teacher that everybody loves. Then you have the Emperor, who's basically the control guy. Looks like he's kind of overseeing the whole situation. And then you have the hermit who's turning inward. A lot of times emperors consult a magician or a shaman or someone like the hermit to find their best path. And then there you are with the King of Cups, and he's the best leader of all because he cares about his people. He cares about his people. He cares about how they feel, and he's responsible with his resources. So, yeah, if the tarot world was sending us a message, be practical, and at the same time, don't forget to be loving. Be firm but friendly, as we used to say in teacher college. Be firm but friendly. And then if I may quote along those lines, I'm going to paraphrase. There was a chief of police of New York City who encouraged all his officers to, quote unquote, kill him with kindness, kill him with courtesy, close quote. Use courtesy. That's your best weapon. But anyway, it's important to be practical, but you got to be firm and fair at the same time. Uphold your own boundaries, and that might even mean like financial boundaries as well. Okay? Just because I can't buy that pack of gum for you at the check stand at the supermarket doesn't mean I don't love you. And then speaking of loving, here comes the Queen of Cups. I want to get a book for the Queen of Cups now. Here we go. I'm going to take this is the Robin Hood deck. I want to read about these two queens. It'll go quickly in this book. There's something cool going on here. Yeah, all of a sudden, I'm having fun and I'm intrigued by the tarot cards. The Queen of Pentacles, a warm, generous woman who has the seeker's best interest at heart. No fear of hard work, monetary gifts, intelligence, and thoughtfulness. And then the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups, a soft, nurturing mother figure, perhaps too protective, kind but not energetic, will help. It's not all too taxing. Good insight, love, and gentleness. I think they sell the Queen of Cups a little short there. Anyway, we've got the energy of a responsible and loving person here, someone who's caring about the people they're supposed to care for. Does this sound like the spirit world? I think so, because that's kind of what's on my mind today. I wonder if this is, for example, I've shared this before. One of my very first spirit guide experiences was meeting Mary, and she's a lady. So I'm wondering if this is like the spirit world saying, you know what, you're totally in control. All the answers are inside, and you end up coming out like the King of Cups on a Friday. Let's read about the King of Cups. A kind, considerate man, a father figure, a person interested in the arts, balanced, a deep man with a quiet demeanor, quiet power. I want to thank the tarot world for this message. I feel like this is the spirit world. Just as I said that the book sold the Queen of Cups a little bit short there, sometimes it's easy for me to sell the spirit world short because I don't see, or I'm not perceiving the effects. It's a total Four of Cups thing. I'm not appreciating all the gifts. I'm kind of focused on what's around. But at the same time, the message is, isn't this always the message? Have you been tuning in for a long time? Isn't this always the message? You're in control, turn inward, okay? Because really, we're all sitting on a throne like the King of Cups. We're just trying to help each other out here. I had fun on 5-Card Friday. Thank you very much, Spirit World and Tarot World. We would call that in the teaching business an anticipatory set. As a matter of fact, an anticipatory set is something that gets the student ready to learn what's coming. Let's go upstairs. All right. As I just mentioned, an anticipatory set that comes right out of the Madeline Hunter 7-step lesson plan. It's the first one. The anticipatory set introduces an idea that either grabs the student's interest, the learner's interest, should we say, right? Grabs the learner's interest or reminds the learner of something that the learner already knows so that we can build upon that knowledge. So I'm going to share some anticipatory sets right now. All right, and regular viewers know that I always come prepared with notes, so I don't lose track of what I intend to say. Saves time that way. Try to streamline things. Got it. All right. Hey, everybody. In case you're new to STARCARD Podcast, I'm Breakaway Ray. I spent 3.5 decades in an elementary school as a school teacher, taught grades, mostly second grade through sixth grade. But I have what we call a K-12. Well, I have a K-6 credential, but I also have secondary credentials that enable me to teach high school if I were to work in that department, which I'm not. Anyway, I want to share with you now a couple of anecdotes about special students I had in my class. And these students are what we call select mutes. Select mutes, meaning there's nothing physiologically wrong with them, but for whatever reason, they're choosing not to talk. As you can imagine, that makes it difficult for anyone in any line of work, whatever the occupation. And I'm talking about someone who is a select mute. I can't imagine how easy it would be to do any kind of job. Maybe it's much easier nowadays. Yeah, you know what? Let me revise my statement. I saw how technology transformed the situation, the circumstances of kids who are select mutes, because now they can just type it into a computer, some kind of keyboard, some kind of laptop. All students have now, okay? And then they can even get, text to voice and voice to text. So, things have changed, but I'm just old enough that I'm so old that I remember when that was not around. So I'm going to quickly tell you about two students I had, not mentioning their names, very nice students. One was male, one was female. First, the female, she was a third grader, and she was a select mute, and she was a very smart girl too. She was very good at school. She always did her work, what she could, okay? Although there were obviously some gaps in her skills because of her communication. So she did go see another teacher. We would call that teacher the resource teacher, where sometimes a student might get a little help, a little small group or a little individual help, even taking a test, because they might have some challenges learning, right? Okay, so anyway, the thing I want to tell you about this student mostly is that this was years ago. Okay, I'm guessing at least 10, 12 years ago. Is that the story is that she came to our school and she was kept in one of those cages, that they round up immigrants. They were doing this back then too, at least 10 years ago. So I guess, when they came over the border or whatever the deal was, they were put in a cage. And that could be traumatic for anyone at any age. And so it makes me wonder if there was a tie between her choice not to talk. Anyway, I want to say thanks to her because, I learned a lot from working with her. We had a good time. And obviously, I wish her a lot of luck. Yeah, when you interact with people who have, different ways of living and communicating and different senses and things, it's really a gift for you, isn't it, to learn about the variety of humans you get to work with. So, I don't fret at all about having worked with that nice student. Again, I feel like I relish it. It was a reward. I'm comparing myself to some other people I used to work with where like if kids didn't do their work and they didn't get A's all the time and they weren't like always raising their hand and saying something, okay, they would like have no time for them. I'm very sorry to say that. But I'm pretty sure that the people I'm talking about might even agree with what I just said. Anyway, moving on. So even before I had that student in my class, there was another student in my class and his family was from Guatemala. And he was a select mute and he was in fourth grade. And obviously I'm trying very hard not to say his name or anything. Very nice boy. He had an older brother and a younger brother, but he was select mute. And anyway, I could tell that we had a relationship and he enjoyed being in school and he liked Mr. Breakaway. And there were some times, I think you guys are going to like this part. Okay. There were some times when I would be making him laugh and he was trying hard not to laugh. Like, I think he laughed like once the whole year. And when I made him laugh, I had to turn around. I'm all, where did that noise come from? And he was like, but I actually did make him laugh with whatever I said. So I'm happy I made that guy laugh. He had a good year. He did progress. He did grow. And what was else? Oh yeah. So the other thing was, to build a rapport with this guy. You can judge me how you like, okay? But I'm telling you, he liked it, and there were no complaints. So on Saturday Night Live many years ago, they had what do you call that person? Not the master of ceremonies, but the guy that does the announcer. He's the announcer. His name's going to come to me in a moment. But I used to do an impression of that announcer, whenever I wanted to imagine what this little boy who was a select mute was trying to say to me. So, I would have a dialogue with the boy. And then when I would ask the question, I would reply. Oh man, I can't remember that guy's name. I would reply using Don Pardo. Is it Don Pardo? I would use that guy's voice. I say, hey, you want to tell me what you want for lunch today so I can, let the office know, let the cafeteria know? Well, Mr. Breakaway. And then we go into a voice. Anyway, he tried hard not to laugh at that too. And he let me do it all year. I mean, I wasn't like, it wasn't gratuitous, wasn't all the time, but every once in a while I needed an answer. And I'd go right to the Don Pardo voice and he would like go like that. And he'd like nod at me. Everything was cool. So, again, this was another situation where I relished the experience. Certainly now looking back on it, it was so wonderful to work with him and to learn about him and his life. And I wish him well. But here comes a tie-in, everybody. So I was at my favorite juice bar yesterday. This is really cool. I hope those guys are watching because I went into the juice bar and they said that, the other day when they had, like customers or whatever, they put on StarCard podcast and they were checking out, what I was doing. So they were having a good time watching the show. So anyway, I go into the juice place yesterday. The gentlemen there who are watching StarCard podcast, they served me my drinks and my wheatgrass, and they tell me, yeah, we were watching your show. You threw tarot cards for like an hour. That was amazing. And then anyway, a customer comes in, and remember the boy that I was telling you about who was the select mute? It was his mom. Now, this was a long, long time ago. I'm not in character. I'm not wearing a tie like I used to as a school teacher. And I'm almost in disguise because I don't even like going out in the daylight anymore. And I'll explain why. And also, we got like a little cushion here. Which is it's been so long. And I saw that lady so infrequently that maybe the teacher wouldn't recognize her in public like that. So I didn't approach her. But I know what she would have wanted to say. I know she would have wanted to say, thank you for helping my son. He really had a good time in your class. There's a lot of people who do respect, how I helped out and how I served. And so, again, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful and appreciative that people remember the good things and not the garbage that might have been floated around. All right. So again, I'm sharing these ideas here. I got a call yesterday from another friend from an old neighborhood where I used to live in. He's a school teacher, but in a different district. And anyway, he made a connection with me. I haven't heard from him in years. But then I'm always in this position, hey, Mr. Breakaway, you were doing a good job over there at that school. What happened? I'm not comfortable saying retired. I prefer retired, okay? Because the first one means, you got some kind of income coming in, which I do not. And it also means that you've separated from your workplace and I have not. So I'm kind of like in a limbo area. And that's like the nicest part of the whole situation, because the whole part about how I got there, if you look at it in a negative way, it can look really negative. And I've even said that to parents before. I say, if there was a parent, maybe I've shared this story before. There was a parent who used to live next door to me in my old neighborhood. Very nice lady. But then she found out she got the hard teacher for 5th grade. I had nothing to do with it. But she came over to like commiserate with her friend. And I said, if you're looking for problems, you're going to find them. And ain't that the truth, right? Ain't that the truth? So you got to treasure the good things. So I want to start off by treasuring what you are all looking at me through. And that's the tarot cam. I got this one 5 years ago, just as they were shutting down schools. It was the last one at the store. And I was talking to a helper, someone who worked at the store. I'm like, hey, I need a camera really bad, girl. We're all sold out, dude, because, all the schools shut down. Everyone needs a camera. And Anyway, some guy overheard me, another worker there, and he goes, well, we just had this one in the back and we didn't have any place for it on the shelf. You want it? I'm like, yeah. I needed that because otherwise I would not have my face in front of my students when we first went to Zoom school, video school. And, it's a good question. If you're asking, how come you didn't know that? Yeah, it's a good question. Some other day, shall we? You want to learn more? Check out my book, The Convoluted Autobiography. I go into a lot of this stuff. So, or you could go down to the Psychic List Cross playlist and check out Target Karma. That's a good one. Or you can go to my description. Again, there's another link there to Breakaway Ray Saves Your DNA, episode 4, Breakaway Ray and the No Good, Very Unsafe, Extremely Hostile Work Environment. Okay, you can check out that link too. All right, so let me see now. I thought, Friday, come on, dude, you got to go light just for yourself. Just for yourself. Don't go talking for another half an hour. Start throwing some cards. Too late, everybody. I haven't even started my notes. So if you're waiting for tarot and you have to manage your time, remember when the camera flips down, okay, that's when I'm throwing tarot cards. And now, look, I'm not even in the classroom, and this camera is still miraculously helping me. I'm going to talk more about that camera some other day. Here I go. Okay, so now, yeah, I told those. Okay, good. All right. So you know what, everybody? You know what's awesome about turning on the camera, the little tarot cam I'm talking to you on right now? It's because you guys see happy Breakaway Ray, right? Enthusiastic, ready to go. Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands, being ambitious, going for it, right? And then when I turn off the camera, it's not quite the same. I guess I could just say it like that. I didn't even want to turn on the camera today, but what happened? I woke up at 1:30. So what am I going to do? Going to go on a hike. And then while I'm on my hike, I'm sorting out what I'm thinking about because I'm tired of thinking about this stuff all the time. And now I get to dump it all on StarCard Podcast. Not exactly. We're going to organize it. We're going to reframe it. We're going to transmogrify it. And we're going to break away from whatever the issue was. So here I go. My question, okay, why turn on the camera? Why? And I ask questions. Am I doing it for the viewers? Am I doing it for myself? Or am I doing it for the tarot world? Okay, let's see what I got. Am I doing it for the viewers? Well, am I doing it for the viewers? Well, is it true that everyone's here to figure things out for themselves? When you go to your life review, do you get to go like this? Yeah, I didn't do it, but this person didn't do what they were supposed to do. Does anybody care at that point? Nobody cares. All the decisions are yours. All the decisions are yours. So, I know we have relationships and entanglements with people. I'm an exception to the rule because my ties to people are very tenuous and there's not a lot of them. But I know that everyone's got like families and friends and coworkers and teams that they work with, either small groups or thousands of people. All these relationships are important. Anyway, I do believe we're all here to figure things out for ourselves. And then we do need people who have insight into the spirit world. I'm grateful and flattered that people would tune in to hear me because I'm kind of new at this. But there are thousands of people out there. Many people have written books about this stuff. You can find people online talking about manifesting and reorganizing your brain. They're all over the place. People who know how to connect with the spirit world way better than me, right? So am I helping out? I hope so. But in the end, everyone has to make decisions for themselves. And then how many stories have we heard, if you're a media consumer, and I would say more and more of us are as time goes on here, okay, we see all these stories about how there's a student who finds a spiritual master and the spiritual master doesn't want to have anything to do with the student. Go teach yourself. I don't have time for it. Why? Because they know that they have to figure it out for themselves anyway. And then one classic example, we all know Yoda was going to teach Luke Skywalker. We all know Yoda was going to do that. But remember when, Luke first showed up on planet Dagobah, okay, Yoda didn't even want to say it was him, and he was reticent. He was reluctant to get going. After all, look at Luke's dad. Does the apple fall far from the tree? I don't know. I guess you have to ask Kylo Ren. All right. So again, are we turning on the camera for the viewer? Perhaps. Yeah, I think I got that correct. Okay. So now, am I turning on the camera for me? Am I turning on the camera for me? Well, that would be really self-indulgent if I don't mind myself saying so to my face, Breakaway Ray. It is self-indulgent to take a bunch of content that you should just put in a private diary, okay, and put it on the internet. There's no way that the real Ray before Breakaway Ray would go along with this stuff. Okay, you need to keep that stuff to yourself. You need to bury it down because nobody wants to hear it. If nobody wants to hear it in your real world, who wants to see it on the internet? Okay, wait, I got more. Are you having fun? I got more. Okay. All right. Well, hey, Breakaway Ray, turn on the camera for yourself because you are creating relationships. I have relationships with the people I meet in the chat. Even some people email me, and some people are so encouraging. I want to say every one of my subscribers, you really inspire me. Obviously, that's another reason why I'm turning on the camera. Someone subscribing to StarCard Podcast, I better get my face on camera. They want to see a show. You got it. Okay. And by the way, this is a great way for me to showcase some of my skills: public speaking, extemporaneous public speaking, being a master of ceremonies, presenting information in an intriguing way. I hope. Got my fingers crossed, trying really hard, right? Okay, so I got to remind myself, this is a great opportunity. Maybe I'm not doing it in the classroom anymore, but I am doing it here. These are digital relationships, okay? But they're relationships. All right, and what else did I want to say about this? Well, okay, I wrote this down in my paper. I was reminding myself, I was talking to myself. I said to myself, hey, you're good at it. It doesn't matter if you have thousands or millions of viewers, okay? You're good at it, okay? To which I reply, yeah, I'm good at everything I try to do, okay? I always do a good job. And I demonstrated that in the classroom. I had a good thing going, okay? But anyway, there's an old part of me, that's still saying, well, it's hard. When people pass away, that's the end of the show. And really, that's how I'm looking at the guy that was in the classroom. It's a hard funeral. It's a hard funeral to walk away from. And there's other things involved. So I'm really torn. Obviously, I'm really blessed that I get to do this. And a lot of the training I had was in the classroom at that place. I'm forever grateful. But anyway, let me stay on target. Oh, so, this was not my idea. And I'm grateful. I don't know what I would be doing if I wasn't doing this right now, but this was not my idea. And let me see what else I want to add about that. Okay. And then also, what happens in my life? What pattern do I recognize? When I do something good, what happens? Somebody tries to steal it. Somebody tries to sabotage it. Somebody tries to turn it into a catastrophe. So I almost don't want to be too good because someone's just going to mess it up anyway. Listen to that mindset. That I got to overcome that. Neural reprogramming. Okay. I got to work on that. I know. That's what I'm doing. All right. So, hey, everybody, you're still with me? I really appreciate it. So let me check out my notes one more time here. All right. So now, here we go. Let's go to page 3. I'm skipping over a lot of stuff. Okay. So if I'm not turning on the camera really for the viewer, because there's so many choices out there, okay, and it's really up to the viewer to take care of themselves in lots of ways. There's nothing wrong with consulting people with lots of different kinds of expertise. That's why I watch the Typical Skeptic podcast. Rob Khalil has a whole bunch of people with lots of different talents on there, okay, and they all give you a different way of looking at things. I think Rob says this a lot, that we all have pieces of the puzzle, and if we all put them together, we can see the big picture. So I'm happy to be one small part. That's great. Am I doing it for the viewer? Sure. But don't put all your eggs in one basket. Have you heard that one before? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't think that Breakaway Ray is going to solve your problem. Okay. I mean, as much as I wish okay, I'm going to use another psychic's name here, but I could say this about anybody, okay? And I think I will. Psychic Liz Cross isn't going to solve all my problems, okay? The psychic duck isn't going to solve all my problems, all right? Consulting with a psychic gives you another look at things, but you have to make the decisions. You have to solve the problems, okay? But it does help. And I'm going to refer again to the book, Series Colony Cavalier by Tony Rodrigues, because even while he was on the moon, I think he was on planet Ceres at the time, and he went into town and he hired a psychic, and the psychic told him about what was going to happen in his life. And that really benefited him. You know, it helped him stay on target when he came back to Earth. And then, 30 years later, he had to write his book and become a secret space program experiencer, etc. So having help from a psychic, getting another look is a good thing, but no one's solving anyone's problems for anyone. Okay. People have to solve their own problems. All right. So what else have I got here? All right. Yeah. So I'm going to leave the light on for this part. I'm turning on the camera for the tarot world. I'm turning on the camera for the tarot world. When I'm on my hike and I'm not feeling that great, and then somehow my mind sorts it all out where I can like compose it and put it together and present it to someone else on camera, and maybe they can see some similar dynamics in their own mental and emotional struggles, maybe spiritual struggles, okay? If that helps someone skip a few steps, that's a good thing, right? And my head is ringing the whole time. So like, I know if the head is ringing, I don't really have a choice, okay? They're ready to go. They want me to put on a tie and get out there. Also, what happens? Am I doing it for the tarot world? You've seen all the tarot throws I do. Every single one of them is magical. It's all random when I'm throwing those cards, and yet every time there's some kind of magical message. It's super timely and obviously well thought out. Whoever's helping me throw these cards, they really know what they're doing, right? And what else? Are we doing it for the tarot world? Are we turning on the camera for the tarot world? Okay. I'm checking over my notes. I'm trying to figure out what I was trying to say here. Yeah, you know what? I think that's plenty, everybody. Every time we throw tarot cards, the tarot world gets to help one more person. And obviously that also helps me. I get practice throwing tarot cards. I get practice firming up my connection with the spirit world, if indeed that is what is happening. Okay. So it's a good thing we're turning it on for the tarot world. We can let the tarot world be our leader. Okay. And so now I guess I'm glad I skipped over some other notes that I really didn't want on film in the first place. Let's invite the tarot world to comment. Who are we turning on the camera for? Is it for the tarot world, our spiritual leader, if that's what's really happening? Is it for the viewer? Is it for the host? Okay. I wonder how the tarot world is going to shape that conversation for us. Let's go back downstairs. Yeah, we're doing all right, everybody. I mean, on time. I see a lot of participation. I'm going to be reading the chat after the show. I do enjoy reading the chat, everybody. Thanks very much for your participation. All right, so I want, in this case, I brought out the 88 Gemstones deck. And again, the message is, who are we turning on the camera for? All right, Tarot World. Thanks for helping me prepare my lesson. I know that everyone's auditing Breakaway Ray's class, and no one's getting graded. I'm not grading any papers. I'm not even making a note that you're here, and no one has to stay, right? It's up to you. But thanks for joining me whenever you're watching this recording. I appreciate your support. I hope I give you something to think about. And anyway, we're asking, why are we turning on the camera? Who's it for? Is it for the spirit world, the tarot world? Is it for the host? Is it for the viewer? Ooh, we're going to throw one more. Let's check it out. It's for entertainment purposes only. Apparently, I'm already entertained. All right. We came up with the moon, the subconscious. That's almost like we could just stop right there. The subconscious. That's the tarot world. I think that's the winner. Why are we turning on the camera? To learn about our subconscious. Here's the strength card. And that's Breakaway race code for an exclamation point. So who do we turn it on for? That's the tarot world, exclamation point. And then also, we talked about the subconscious there. Don't forget how telepathic the lion and the woman are. Okay, those are special gifts that come from the cosmos. Look at that background. Nice. This is a rich reading already. The Queen of Pentacles, we just saw her. She's so awesome. The working parent. She's practical. She's firm but friendly. She's loving and responsible. The Six of Swords. Hey, everybody. We're all being guided from rougher waters to calmer waters by the tarot world, by the universe, by a divine hand. And the Seven of Swords says, you don't see it, do you? The Seven of Swords says something is hidden. Look at those clouds up in the sky in that picture. If you pause and you're patient, eventually those clouds will reveal more stars. And so, everybody, it's time for us to remember to be like the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands has limitless potential. I'm going to get another book out. Wait. Here it is. I'm giggling because this message is pretty much right on there. The Page of Wands. You feel fresh, cheerful, childlike, and full of energy. You are having bright ideas and new exciting plans. You are being creative, free-thinking, and fearless. You are finding your passion, making discoveries, investments, or advancements in life. Just be careful not to rush into things without considering the consequences. Why did I turn that off? Why did we turn on the camera? Why have a STARCARD podcast? It's for the tarot world to bring us inspiration and guidance from the spirit world, which normally we don't see, but we, each of us, go forward as the Page of Wands, looking forward to the future. Great, tarot world. Well done. Appreciate it. All right, I'm going to give these a toss. Then we're going to say hi to people in the chat. And we'll find out who wants a reading. Well done, tarot world. Wow. Sometimes I want to crop parts of the video and showcase it separately, as you see that I do over at STARCARD Podcast. But anyway, can't do it every single day. As magic just shoots off like fireworks every morning. All right, so let's say hi to some people. Hello, Puck Elf. Good to see you. Hi, Puck Elf. And I did see you want one card. You got it. Thank you very much. Who else we got? Hi, Lisa Talcott. Thank you very much. All right. Who else? Judy, Mrs. NW5. Thanks for dropping in. Andrea 54 Hector, hello. I hope you caught my reading for you the other day. Let's see. Hi, Kimberly Bamford. Glad you made it. Well done. Great to have you here. Trying to see if there's anyone else I'm missing here. I missed, there's like a Stacy, I think. I can't remember her name. And I missed her. Anyway. Salama. Hi, Salama. All right. God's Flow. Hello, God's Flow. Okay. So now, hi, Arizona Raven. I just saw your name. So I'm going to now get out the name tags and pull out the ones of the people that I know are here. And we'll start throwing pretty soon. Yay. All right. Okay, got God's Flow there. Wow. Kimberly Bamford. Arizona Raven. Puck Elf. Okay, Andrea. I got yours too. Lisa Talcott. There's Salama. Oops. Yeah, I think it was maybe it was no, I'm thinking of somebody else. All right, so these are the can you see this okay? No? That's better. All right, these are the ones that I have. Okay, good. I just got God's Flow's message. Thank you, God's Flow. But anyway, I've got Salama, Kimberly Bamford, Lisa, Andrea, Puck Elf, and Arizona Raven. And now I'm going to scroll up and look for the capital letter messages just to see if I missed anything. And then we'll start throwing everybody. Hi, Puck Elf. I can't wait to read all your messages. Okay, Judy wants 3 cards. Got that. Good. Judy, yeah, I need yours. Where's yours? There you are, Judy. Gotcha. 3 cards. Okay, good. Let's see what else I got. Thank you, Puck Elf, for that reminder about Judy. Thank you for that help. See, everybody helps each other out around here. That's great. It almost said tarot, but I think it said pterodactyl. I'm going to keep looking. Kimberly wants a neon deck. Sounds like everybody knows their decks. I know I didn't show the choices today. Okay, hang on. Got it. Lisa, got it. Arizona Raven, okay. All right. So, getting ready to go, everybody. I'm going to start with Puck Elf, and we're going to throw 1 card, and then I'm going to go to Judy and throw her 3. Okay. Hey, Arizona Raven, you got a 9 of cups for me? That's nice. That's a great happy Friday. I'll drink to that. All 9 cups of it. Thank you. Let's go downstairs. All right, we're going to start off with Puck Elf. He wants 1 card. I got the 88 Gemstones deck right here. Here we go, Puck Elf. 1 card for Puck Elf. Wow. You're a great participator, Puck Elf. Anyway, here comes your card. I think you already know what the card is. The 7 of Wands. Overcoming all challenges. Taking on everybody. Great. That's a night. You got a great spirit there. Taking all comers. Is that how that saying goes? All right, 7 of Wands for Puck Elf. Right on. All right, next up, we're going to throw 3 cards for Judy. Here we go. Okay, hey, Andrea, I see your message all in capital letters. Thank you. I'm going to go back and check that out when I'm ready to throw for you. Yeah, Puck Elf. Exactly. All right. So, hey, here we go. These are for Judy. We want to throw 3 cards for Judy, please. Thanks for tuning in, Judy. Great. So we got a couple of continents already represented here. I'm counting North America, Australia, and Europe, and Africa. 4 continents. Okay, here come 3 cards for Judy. 4 continents. All right. So, 4 of Pentacles, holding on to what's valuable, prizing what shines. Sweet. How about another 4, Judy? The 4 of Wands, the homecoming card, celebration. And 4 plus 4 is 8, the 8 of Swords, as much as you can imagine. Prize what shines. Celebrate your homecoming. Celebrate what you're prizing as much as you can imagine. Love it. Great. Treasure every moment. Carpe diem. Thanks, Judy. All right. Hey, did anyone else see how clever the tarot world was, making me count continents when I got all those 4 cards? Okay, so there's Judy. All right, now I want to take care of Andrea Hector. She has a particular question. Here we go. You know, it's all for entertainment purposes only. I don't know. I mean, I guess whatever information I share helps people to think about their situation. So, Andrea, I'm going to read your message. I'm not going to say it out loud. Let me check it out. Okay, so I'm hearing, Andrea, that there's a question about a relationship. And so I'm reading your message. I see the fireworks, as it were, in your message. Anyway, I know the tarot world has some kind of helpful message, even if it's just like a reflection of what the tarot world thinks is going on. The tarot world, you know, in lots of cases is like a mirror. So let's find out what's going on. Tarot world, could you shed a little light on what Andrea Hector's been thinking about, please? Let's find a fun, inspirational message for Andrea Hector, please. What's going on? I'm sure you can give us a helpful hint. For Andrea Hector, what's going on? All right. There's a lot of things involved. I mean, across the board, right? It's not just cups, as they say, but it's also pentacles, maybe even wands involved. Let's find out what's going on. Well, the Wheel of Fortune. I'm going to read right off the card for you, but the Wheel of Fortune talks about luck. Luck is sometimes good and bad, either way, right? Sometimes if things have been going sour for a little while, then things can only go upward. But it also talks about fate and destiny, and this could just be a reflection of your question. You know, what is the plan? You know, what is the life plan for this situation that I'm thinking about? The Wheel of Fortune card reads good luck, karma, life cycles, destiny, turning point, change, inevitable fate, ups and downs, and it even has the word unpredictable there. Wow. But you know what? No matter what the mystery is, the High Priestess can tap into her secret powers and figure out the message, figure out the information that she needs. Maybe, again, this could be a reflection of what we're doing right now. You know, you're checking out what the story is because there looks like there's some kind of change, and you're seeking information from the tarot world. Okay. You could get it from me. You could get it from yourself. You could get it from another person with greater talents than maybe either of us combined. Okay, but that's what we're doing. The King of Swords indicates that we're looking for the truth. Head over heart. Maybe that's just a good reminder. Head over heart. disciplined, truthful, honest, mental clarity, authority. Authority. Have we had experience like this before? That would mean that you have authority and experience to base your decision on. The Six of Pentacles talks about giving and receiving, and maybe there's something going on again where there's giving and receiving and it doesn't seem quite balanced. Oh, wow. I might want to revise what I just said. The King of Pentacles showed up. Check this out. The King of Swords and the King of Pentacles. Listen to the King of Pentacles. These are strong cards today. King of Pentacles, wealth, business, leadership, security, discipline, abundance, prosperity, and generosity. Giving, generosity. Generosity here, huh? All right. Feels like some kind of compromise going on. Well, Andrea Hector, we close with the Two of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles talks about, multiple priorities. Multiple priorities, time management, right? That works. Adaptability and balancing decisions. And if you look at the Two of Pentacles card, there's a couple of boats on the water. How about that? Those are rough seas, though. Okay, so Two of Pentacles, time management, balancing decisions, and the Page of Pentacles, financial opportunity, skill development, ambition, desire. Some kind of financial opportunity. Okay, so hey, Andrea, obviously I know very little, but maybe if this is like part of a plan, it's going to help us to focus and train our intuition, because we want to be in an exchange that leads to the King of Pentacles. We don't want an uneven exchange, but this card talks about a financial opportunity when you're trying to sort out, the situation. I don't know. I don't know if this answers your question. Anyway, Andrea, you can't go wrong with a High Priestess. And look at all the pentacles everywhere. Ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. So I would definitely turn inward, learn how to do a little call and response to get answers to your questions when you turn inward. I mean, I'm making suggestions about things you might already know. This is all new to me. Okay, I see your question. Is he serious about going on vacation? This is big money we're talking about. This is a big exchange if you're going to spend that kind of time with someone. So, if he's thinking clearly, he probably sees the value in doing it. He probably sees some kind of opportunity there. Giving it the best I can there. Good luck, Andrea. Thanks again for inviting me to read. It was a lot of fun, for sure. Okay, so I'm going to give these a toss. How are we doing on time? Oh, we haven't even cracked an hour yet. Yay. Okay, so let's go now to Salama. All right, Salama. I hope things are going well. I'm going to pull out these cards. I'm going to give you a reading. Right on, Andrea. Thank you very much for your message. I appreciate that. And the Valentine hearts. Those are pretty. Thanks, Andrea. Here we go. These cards are for Salama. Hey, Tarot World. Salama, tune in and hear from you. I know you got a special message for her. Here we go. These cards are for Salama. A fun, inspirational message for Salama, please. Thank you. This bottom card kept wanting to come out. So we'll throw you an extra card, Salama. Wow. Justice is on the way. Cause and effect. Fairness, truth, clarity, balance. Sweet. And I'm jealous, Salama. So I remember months ago, I kept trying to get the Justice card. Anyway, cool. Wow. Check that out. You got the High Priestess in the second spot also? All right. Great. So I'm going to speak the way I would want myself to speak as the host of StarCard Podcast. If you want justice, turn inward. Because, I mean, do we really trust the circumstances around us in the 3D world? It's crazy out there. Hardly anyone knows what they're doing. Okay, so if we want justice, we're going to turn inward. And that's where we're going to find our knight in shining armor. Let's read about the Knight of Cups. Creativity, romantic, charm, imagination, beauty, knight in shining armor, following the heart, Prince Charming, and proposals. Interesting. What's going on over here? Wow. You got the 10 of Cups, which is the dream come true, and the King of Swords showed up again. Head over heart, clarity. Yo, Salama, maybe you are doing something well as the High Priestess to have the tarot world introduce justice right away, because look at these cards. You know, it's a knight in shining armor. It's a dream come true. You're sitting pretty and authoritatively like the King of Swords. Like, you're resting on a throne of truth. Why am I not getting these lights right? Very positive, very inspiring. I mean, that's what we asked for, right? We asked the spirit world for that. Okay, well, let's see how this closes here. Yeah, okay. Justice. Sorry, you got justice up here. Okay. Judgment, swapping out old for new. I know you're ready for that. Okay. The 9 of Pentacles. Now's a good time to activate. You got all your ducks lined up in a row. You got the fruits of your labor. But I'm sorry to say that the 5 of Swords has showed up, but who could handle the 5 of Swords better than you, Salama? You know, you're a diplomat. You're a peacemaker. We're going to take the 5 of Swords and turn it upside down. 5 of Swords, past resentment, desire to reconcile, making amends, and desire to forgive. All right. Hey, you know what, Salama? You keep tuning in, and I don't know, I always turn up the camera when I do your thing. I keep hearing that message all the time from people I'm studying to, you know, if you really want, hey, Breakaway Ray, I'm trying to tell myself this. This is why I'm saying it to the camera now, because I'm going to watch the video later, okay? Do you want the new positive lifeline, the new positive timeline, Breakaway Ray? Then give up the resentment. What are you holding on to that for? You got to let that go to make room for the new stuff. This is me talking to me. This is me talking to me, trying to set a good example. Salama, thanks a lot for inviting me to read. Hope you're having a good time. Have a great weekend. Let's go downstairs. We got more to read. More tarot cards to throw. Hey, Judy, I see your message. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let me, I want to give these more than one toss here. Oh, look at this. The tarot world doesn't want to stop talking, okay? Let it go, Breakaway Ray. Let it go, says the devil card. All right, I'm tossing these cards. Next up, it's Kimberly Bamford and the Neon Tarot. I wonder if her Neon deck has arrived. Here we go. Ooh, shiny. It's another King of Pentacles off the top of the deck. Here I go. I'm going to give these a shuffle for Kimberly Bamford. Hey, Kimberly, I understand you purchased one, maybe both of my books. That's so kind of you. I hope you're enjoying them. Thanks a lot. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you check the description, there are 3 links up there to the 2 books I published and even a tip jar if you're interested. These cards are for Kimberly Bamford. Thank you. Yay, Kimberly. All right. These cards are for Kimberly. Kimberly, I know you're a big Psychic Liz Cross fan. So when you go to read the Convoluted Autobiography, I'd like to recommend that you start with the Psychic Liz Cross chapter called The Epilogue. It gives you like a good overview of what the whole book is about. Because the book has no page numbers. It's like a giant tarot book. Okay. So here we go, Kimberly Bamford. Let's throw some neon cards for you. Lovely, the world, accomplishment, completion, timeout. I want to check this out. Hooray. All right. I just want to say hooray. I don't need to cover up this card. Yay. The Six of Wands. This guy's in a parade. This is public recognition. Wow. It's the Five of Wands guys. These guys are always bantering, making a fuss. That's just the dance that they do. And then the Five of Cups guy, what a striking card. The Five of Cups guy is the disappointment guy. It's hard to see in the picture, but anyway, he's focusing on, cups that have spilled or fallen over, but he's got to pay attention to the cups he has left. You make do with what the universe has given you. Okay. You leave that stuff behind. All right. And then this sentence closes with a Knight of Cups, another Knight of Cups, another knight in shining armor, riding a handsome ghostly steed. Everyone sees that something is finished, and for some reason they're arguing about it, but it's over. You know what? It's over. It's time to pay attention to the cups we have left and turn it into, transform it into something wonderful. Yay. Wow. And you got the Lover's card and the Wheel of Fortune to finish that up. So they almost send a message just with the words, the lovers and the fortune together, working together. It's going to be fortune for everyone. The Wheel of Fortune card talks about fate and destiny. And with the Lover's card there, it even feels like a life plan. Everyone can recognize that section of your life plan is over. It was quite a challenge, but we moved past it and we did such a good job. We're the knight in shining armor. We're feeling good, and we should, about what we've accomplished. Right on. You're right on schedule, Kimberly. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much for inviting me to read. I'm going to give these a toss. And then we have Arizona Raven and Lisa left. Here we go. Arizona Raven. 88 gemstones. Arizona Raven's also very good at tarot. So I can play with the pretty 88 gemstones cards, and I know that Arizona Raven will also detect meanings in the cards. Yeah, right on, Kimberly. I really appreciate that feedback. Cool. These cards are for Arizona Raven. Hey, Arizona Raven, I'm feeling a little creative. I'm going to throw 2 piles of cards for you. I'm going to shuffle these. I'm going to throw 2 piles, and each pile is going to have obviously a different message, which you're probably going to figure out before I finish talking about what I think the message is. Here we go. These cards for Arizona Raven. These cards are for Arizona Raven. Whoa. Okay. And then maybe just 2 more right there as a closing statement. All right. Here we go. The first pile. Wow, that is weird. The first pile features the 9 of Swords, which was like the card I was holding up as a sample. The 9 of Swords, Sleepless Nights. The 2 of Swords, a crossroads, a decision. We're waiting on information. The 6 of Cups, nostalgia and happy memories. So the cards kind of write a story like this. We're worried about a decision we have to make with someone we find precious and dear. Then we have the 8 of Pentacles, working hard, long-term view. The 2 of Wands, having a good plan, the universe liking the plan and saying, you got the green light, go. And the 2 of Cups, which is a message from the spirit world and the power of two together. So let's flip these two. All right. You close with the Emperor and the Page of Pentacles, the Control card and the New Opportunity card. And I wonder if that's like your whole modus operandi, which is, you're such a good leader that you automatically turn everything into a successful business. You got the Midas touch. So, maybe you're worried about a particular decision with someone that you care deeply about, or maybe even a creature. Okay. But you do work hard because you have good plans, and these plans are like you're being guided directly from the spirit world. So that's why you're in charge, and you always get the Page of Pentacles. You always get a new pentacle to play with. Well, Arizona Raven, thanks for inviting me to read. That was a lot of fun. I appreciate it so much. Let me give these a toss. Looks like I'm on my last reading. All right, Lisa. Here we go. I'm going to throw the Robin Wood deck. And thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be closing up shop soon. We'll try to come out one more time before Monday morning. Oh, Arizona Raven just gave me an interesting note there. Thank you, Arizona Raven. That is clever. Very good. Okay. See, I'm learning all the time. Yeah, I'm taking an online class. All right. So these cards for Lisa Talcott. Thanks a lot, Lisa. I saw your comment on the video I posted yesterday. I really appreciate your support. These cards are for Lisa. Okay. And I know Lisa's got like a boom box next to her computer where she's going to hit play and turn on the music, because we got some musical chairs going here for Lisa's cards. Okay. Hey, everybody. If you're enjoying the show, don't forget to like and share. All right, here we go. These cards are for Lisa. Wow, the Six of Swords. You're being guided from rougher waters to calmer waters by an invisible hand. And look, I like the Robin Wood deck because you could see the ghost in the boat. Can you see the ghost by my thumb there? That is cool. Also, isn't that fun to go in a boat that's shaped like a giant bird? Cool. Wow. The Seven of Wands talks about taking on all challengers and maybe even fashion. Look at this guy. Who does he think he's, Marilyn Monroe or something? Okay. Wow. Temperance. Mr./Ms. Balance here, filled with balance. Total poise. We talked about fashion here. Okay. So we're talking about fashion and poise. I mean, is the spirit world helping you pick out your outfit for today? I don't know. Okay. Wow. Have a nice day, though. It's the Fool card. It's a new beginning. All right. So I'm talking about outfits. Seems trivial. I bet it's really important, though. You never have a second chance to make a first impression. Let's see what the next three cards have to say. Oh, well, look at this. I'm flipping it upside down. I don't care. The Nine of Swords. That's flipped upside down. We used to be worried, but here's the Page of Wands. We have limitless perspective now. Yay, and I got a new life. Woo! So, the spirit world has been guiding you through these challenges for which you've remained balanced. And guess what? You get a fresh start at something. Okay. You used to worry, but now you see all kinds of opportunities. There's limitless potential. And the Ace of Cups talks about a brand new life. Wow. What a wonderful reading. So I think it's time for me to check out, everybody. I appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time at StarCard Podcast. Go get them, everybody. Have a good weekend. All right.